All right, good evening, traders. Today is October 10th, 2023. My name is John Carrigan, and I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. I am so grateful you all could make it here this evening. I want to thank you for being here. Tonight's presentation is Wicks and Tails. This is my company, BYOBTrading.com. This is my email, john@BYOBTrading.com. It's my YouTube. I post all of this, all of my recordings go up here on Be Your Own Boss on YouTube. Tonight's webinar is being recorded. So we'll go to the next one here, see what we can. All right. Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right. Thank you for being here. I believe your time is valuable. This is being recorded, and you can find it at YouTube/Be Your Own Boss. If you would like a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, just email me. This is my email address. Now we'll go to the disclaimer, all right? I am not a financial advisor. All right, so each and every one of you need to do your own due diligence as far as when it comes to investing and trading, all right? I'm simply sharing the way that I find success in the markets, all right? It is in no way intended for you to use it. It's for you to be educated as far as how I trade and how I make money in the markets. Again, past performance does not guarantee future results. All right, so tonight's presentation, Wicks and Tails. We study the price action because the Wicks and Tails, they give us clues. And let's go, let's first just define the Wicks and Tails, okay? When you got candle starts with three parts. The top part is the wick. All right? The second part is the body. And then the bottom part is the tail. Sometimes there's no tail. Sometimes there's no tail and no wick. Here we have very little wick, very little tail. Body became most of this candle. So when I refer to wicks, it's the part of the price action above the body for that time period. Now, there's different time periods. You could be working with a daily, a 10-minute, a 5-minute, or an hourly. So those are the wicks. The wicks are the ones on top, and on the bottom, these are the tails. Okay, so this is what's going to give you information. And this is how I watch it, okay? So here we have in Pfizer an ascending, this is at the open, an ascending tail pattern. So this is giving me the clue on the 10-minute chart right here. See the 10-minute chart? So this is giving me a clue that, see how the buyers are not letting it get any further. They're actually not, they're stopping it before it gets any lower. And each time they're making it the lows higher and higher. So they're giving, this is the market giving you a clue of what's to come. So this is what I call an ascending tail pattern. Because these are the tails at the bottom. And you notice they keep getting higher and higher as we go through. Now we want to see what happens. Now this is what happens after you get an ascending tail pattern. You get a rocket up into this area right here. So you see, this is the direction of the market. Well, this is the direction of the stock. Sometimes you can find this on the indices and it gives you the direction of the market. But this is what gives me the confidence to buy this when I see the ascending tail pattern. Now, this one, I happen to be a 10-minute trader. I like the 10-minute chart. Some of you may may not like the 10-minute chart. Some of you may like swing trading. And you might like the hourly or the 2-hour or even the 2-day chart. All right? It's the same thing. You look at the tails and you look for clues. For me, I'm a 10-minute trader, so this is giving me clues at this part of the day that this is probably going to go higher. Is it going to go higher all day long? No, not necessarily. It'll probably just go higher. So this was what gives me the confidence to buy this as it moves up through here. This is at the beginning of the day. So let's start on another one. Okay, so now we got a descending wick pattern. Now, you can't see it unless I point it out to you. All right, so now right here, we got your first wick. All right. Well, actually, you got one here too. So you got one here. You get a descending wick there. Now this one pops up just a little bit, but notice it comes back down through afterwards. So this would be a descending wick, and hence what you get from the market open is a lower low. Here's your low. Now you get a lower low. Now we come back up, and we're trying to make a higher high again, and we fail. Now you look at this right here. You see this? Where you got a green candle and then a bearish engulfing move. Now the bearish engulfing move took more than 2 or 3 candles here. What you have to do is imagine that they space this out. If you squeeze this together, it's going to look like a candle that's going to look like this. If you squeeze this together, it's going to look like this with a big tail up there if you squeeze this together. So what you had was price went up, and instead of coming all the way back down in the same one, they held it up there to kind of dupe you. All right? To make you believe it was going higher. But then on the very next candle, they came back down. So they didn't give you the tail, but if you look closely and you push these 2 candles price action together, you get a candle that looks just like that. It's going to be a big tail candle. So now you see you got a tail followed by another tail. It doesn't look like a tail, but it's a bearish engulfing. So if you squeeze it together, you've got a tail. Now you've got another lower tail. Another lower wick. And then you've got another lower wick. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks in a row that are descending. This is where we go to the downside. Now, if we make a significant lower low, then the bears did their job. But that's what we're looking for. And this is what gives me the confidence to play this short as it comes through VWAP right through here. So descending wicks. See, notice it's giving you clues. This is where it's going. The wicks, they can't get higher. So what happens? It comes down. See that? The wicks, they get shorter and shorter, or they don't reach the heights that they used to, and consequently we come down. Same thing here. Starts off, here's the highest one. Here's another one. Next one's not so high. Next one's not so high. We're going down. Just like that. And this is why I like day trading, because I can find this stuff right here. These patterns, these descending wicks or ascending tails or descending tails, things like this, which help me to determine price action. This is how we study price action, and we make the most of it by knowing which direction is probably going to move in. Does it work 100% of the time? No. But 8 times out of 10, it does work. Let's try the next one. and we have a descending wick pattern. It's the same one. It's just spread out. This happens to be the same one. And you can see it right here. Here's the first tail wick. There's the second one. You got to push them together. Third, fourth. And what do you get? You get a move down here till you get the doji, and then the doji never gets broken, so the move is over. So that's where you take profit, right there. That's where I take profit. Let's go to the next example. All right, here we got descending wicks again. All right, we got the first one. Here's our first one. This is right at the open. Next one, just a little bit lower. Next one, just a little bit lower. Now we cross VWAP. Time to get in right here. Get out right here. This candle does a bull 180. Time to get out. So there's a descending wick right there. It's giving you clues right at the open. Watch these products right at the open. They will probably give you clues as to what direction they will move into by looking at the wicks and tails from the beginning, about the first hour. So you can see this is a 10-minute chart. So here's your first 10-minute candle, second 10-minute candle, third 10-minute candle. So that's 10 o'clock. Here by 10:15, you've got a good idea where this thing is going. And then you can place your trade. Now I'm going to go back. And go back to right here. All right. Does everybody understand the concept of pushing the price action of these two candles together to form the wick? If there's somebody that doesn't understand it, let me know. You all get it? All right? It's just they took the same price action. Instead of doing it in 10 minutes, they did the same thing, but they stretched it out in 20 or 30 minutes, okay? So for the first 10 minutes, they went up. And then for the second 10 minutes, they came halfway down or 3/4. And then they finished it off on the last two candles right there. All right? That's all they did. It's the same wick. It's an illusion because they took the price action and they spread it out amongst 2 or 3 candles instead of doing it all at once. And you can see right here, you've got a wick. You've got a wick here, here, here. This is the market telling you there's sellers up here. So consequently, just when it's under VWAP, that would be the time for me to sell it. So if you don't understand that, just let me know so I can help you with it. Kind of looking at different time frames. Yes, you have to look at different time frames to find these clues, but I like to trade the 10-minute chart. I see them most often on 15 and 10-minute charts. Can I repeat it again? Yes. Here's a 10-minute candle, Angel. All right, and you notice the price action went up, all right, in that 10-minute time frame and came all the way back down. You got that part? Before this 10-minute candle was finished, price went up and came all the way back down. Yeah, okay, so now get this. They're going to do the same thing again, but not exactly, okay? Instead, they're just going to go up for 10 minutes. All right? And then that 10-minute candle is going to close up here. But don't get duped by it because there were sellers here 10 minutes ago, all right? You wait for the next candle. If you don't get the follow through on this candle, buyer beware, it's probably coming down. All right? You see what happens? It went up and they held it up there for 10 minutes. All right? They held it up there. So they closed the candle up here. But the same thing happened. The only thing different was instead of it happening inside of a 10-minute period, they made the same price action. They produced the same results, but they did it in 30 minutes. Here's the first 10-minute, the second 10-minute, and the third 10-minute. Yes, it's being recorded. Okay? So in actuality, if you look at this, it's actually a bearish engulfing, which in essence makes a tail candle. Or a wick, makes a wick candle. In other words, the price went up and came all the way back down to BYOB. Just like that. Yeah, do we still use beta tape? All right, so I wanted to make sure everybody understood that because you could miss that if you're not looking carefully, okay? Right here it's the same thing, only instead of a wick, it's a tail, all right? Notice the red candle comes down, but the very next candle, it's a 10-minute candle, you get a bullish engulfing. In essence, if you push those two candles together, in other words, if I had a 20-minute chart, this would look like a tail candle with a tail coming down here and then the body of it winding up being up there. Is one wick enough? No. I like to see more than one. I like to see 3. And I'm going to show you several examples. Okay? Because if you look at this, here's just one tail. Right? Walter, here's just one tail. How much credence are you going to put into one 10-minute tail? Right? I'm not gonna take a position over one. Right? Okay? But if we got 3 or more, now we got something happening, right? Okay? Just one is not enough. I like to see 3 or more. But I'm a 10-minute trader. You might be a swing trader. Now, believe me, the same thing happens if you're on an hourly chart and you like to swing trade the hourly, or you like to swing trade the 2-hour, or if you like to swing trade the daily or the 2-day. Either one. The same thing. You read it the same way. Okay? You read it the same way. You look at the tails. The wicks are telling you where the sellers are. The tails are telling you where the buyers are. That's to put it bluntly. Just like that. Okay? So this was the descending wick pattern. And hence you got this rollover down to here. So let's go to the next one. Another descending wick pattern right out of the gate for Pfizer. This happened October 9th. That was yesterday. Okay, so you got a, just gonna map it out for you. All right, you got your, we don't want that one. Let's try this one. We got the first one, the second one, the third one, crosses VWAP, we're in. You can see it. You don't have to wait for the clean candle under VWAP because you can already see the price action telling you we're going down by having the descending wicks. You got 1, 2, 3. You actually got a fourth one over here, and you can see it just roll over right there. Let's try the next slide. Another descending wick. This one happened on the SPY. This was the 10-minute chart. Now this was the open this morning, okay? Followed by the close, all right? So here's the 4 p.m. So here you have a wick, another wick, a third wick, a fourth wick right there. If you're counting what happened from here to there, and you've got 4 wicks and a red candle, we're going down, and you can see what happens right there. And that happened October 5th. This was price action giving you clues. You had descending highs. See the wicks? They each had just a slightly lower high right through there. And then when the 10-minute candle started to turn red here, that was my entry in to short this to come down to 421. So there's the SPY right there on a 10-minute on December 5th. Descending wick pattern. Here we have another descending wick pattern at the open on October 4th. But notice this one failed to make the lower low. All right? Market law number 4. If price fails to make a lower low, then that downtrend is probably going to be finished. Price will now attempt to make a higher high. So you can see you've got descending wicks. You have to imagine that these two candles squeezed together would be a wick candle, another wick candle, a slightly lower wick candle. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and now we're under VWAP. Now we failed to make the lower low because this is the low to beat right here. We needed to get underneath all of this consolidation. We failed to do it. And because we failed, price went off to make a higher high. This was the high right here. We failed to make the lower low, which was right here. And now we ran off to make a higher high. Descending wick pattern that failed produced a higher high. All right, you guys understand that? If you don't, let me know. I'll go back over it. That's market law number 4. All right, now here we have a battery of tail candles. Okay? And here's your first tail candle right here. All right, so here we jump up over resistance. We break through resistance, which is this line right here, and we hold on top. Okay, this is 10-minute chart. Here's your first 10-minute tail. Second, third, fourth, fifth. Now don't get duped by this. All right, now it looks like it's breaking down. Now for the last 30 minutes, every time price came down, buyers bought it up. Okay, they let it come down, and what happened? They bought it right back up, and it made a breakout up here. Igniting candles, I can go over igniting candles, but I'm doing wicks and tails today. So this is the wicks and tails. Tails telling you information right here. Buyers are here. Buyers are here. Buyers are, every time you saw a green arrow, that's where buyers are. All right? It's telling you buyers are right there. All right? And you see the wicks at the top, that's telling you where the sellers are. Now notice price action does not move away from the VWAP line. All right? It consolidates. You know what I like about consolidation into the close? because I can box it off. All right. This is what I especially love to do, is box this off. Now, if price breaks out to the upside, I'm going to buy it. If price breaks down to the downside, I'm going to sell it. I love it when price consolidates. It doesn't matter if it's the SPY, if it's Alcoa, US Steel, Amazon. I love it when I see this. This is a clue for you to watch the open the following day. You box this off. As soon as you see price rip over the top or under the bottom of this, it's time to buy it if it goes over the top. For me, it's time to sell it when it comes under the bottom. Okay? I love it when price. This is buyers and sellers agreeing that this is where we should buy and then we should sell. For the sellers, they are agreeing that we should 431 is a great price. For the buyers, they're agreeing that 431 is a great place to buy it. And notice it just hangs out right at VWAP the whole day, almost from 11 till close. What is an igniting candle? Igniting candle typically is a candle that changes the direction of the move. All right. So if you see, I'm just going to digress just a minute so I can help somebody. Trash that. If you notice that, Dumpling, do you have trend indicator? Do you know what this trend indicator is? Okay, so do you notice how the color changed on the trend indicator? See how it was red, 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 and then boom, the color changed. Well, that's an igniting move right here. Okay? See how they were moving down and then they stopped moving down. They said, nah, not today. Not today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today. All right? And then they produced this igniting move. Two 10-minute Marubozu candles, one stacked up on top of the other. And that's what makes it powerful that it was two instead of one. Because if it's just one without the follow through, it's meaningless. And the nice thing is you got the follow through of the second Marubozu candle right on top of this first one. Okay? So it changes the direction of the movement. The movement was down and they said not anymore. It changes it to going up by an igniting move. It's usually a solid move, not a tail. It won't be a wick. It won't be a wick move. It'll be a full solid move where it just changes the direction. And as you can see, you got a bull 180. You see the bull 180, Dumpling? Right there. You see it? You got the red candle look like it's going to break down. And then the bulls came in and they just erased all of the price action that happened all the way, all of this. They erased all of that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 90 minutes of price action erased in 20 minutes right there. Okay? That's an igniting move. It's another one, kind of an igniting move right there. See how you got the follow through? You got candles making higher lows and higher highs right there. Started to break down and they said no. And you got this boom right off the bottom of the concrete there. Right there. You're welcome. Yes, yeah, blending those candles, moving them together. Because if you look at them, right, that's great. That's a better way of putting it than I had it, Mike. Thank you. Yes, you push the two time frames together, and what you get is you know, if you just squeeze it together, you wind up getting a tail candle here. And on the other place, it was a wick candle because the bears rolled it over on that one. Yeah, yeah. Trading's it's an art. You have to watch it, and you got to look. You got to look on a lot of different time frames. Okay, I like to watch the 10 and the 15, the hourly, the daily, and the 2-day. Those are my favorites. At the beginning, I try to look at the 3 to try to gain an edge on direction, but usually by 10 o'clock, I'm on the 10-minute. But let's go ahead and start some other. Here's another one. Descending wick pattern on a daily chart. All right, see here now we have a descending wick pattern on the daily chart. Now this happens to be one of those stocks that I want. AA. Right here. This is one. So I'm like hawkishly waiting for this to give me a chance to get in. Now I thought this was it right here. I thought this was it. Right here. And then we got this. You can see the market jumped up and I took my profit right here, of course, because that's what you do when you get gap up. You just take your money. So it came up to here. It's a daily candle. And you notice this happens on the daily chart now. I know a lot of you like to swing trade. So here you got a big wick. And then you got another descending. See, you got another wick that doesn't quite make it up over that wick. And then you got another wick. All right, you got 3 in a row now. They're trying to tell you something. They're going to go try to make a lower low, but they failed right here. Okay, but they're going to go try to make a lower low. Consequently, you get the next 2 days coming down. Actually, the 3 days, but they rallied off. They rallied off the bottom there on this day. Right there. But that's a descending wick pattern. And, you know, I was showing you the same move on a daily chart. We've got another one. You've got the doji right there. Now you notice the next candle with a wick and breaks the bottom of the doji. There's a clue to get in short. All right. Another wick. They're coming down. And they couldn't quite make the lower low, or they made the lower low. I'm not sure what they did. But anyways, you can see the move down from 31 down to 28. Okay? This is the market giving you clues. All right? It's not a big wick, but it's a little wick. All right? This is a doji candle. That's your pause candle. Okay? So if you don't get the follow through from the pause candle, that's why I love doji candles also, as much as I like consolidation into the close, is that when price breaks either the top or the bottom of the doji, I'm either in long or short based on whether it went up or it went down right there. So there's AA, gives you the doji, and then you get the breakdown. And it brought you all the way down to, I guess, 28 right there. Yeah, hammer. I'm not big on all the candles, but I think the hammer. This is a upside down hammer or something like that. But this is wick. I look for wicks and tails. All right. So let's try the next one. Well, that's it. All right. So. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Now, if you've never been in my room, all right, I'm gonna show you what it's like to be in my room. Okay, and I'm just gonna pick something up here so you can see how I trade. And this is a 10-minute chart. This is just one of the products that I trade. Okay. Now, when you're in my room, you get to see all my trades. And they're all live. and they're all in real time. Okay? I don't hide anything from you. Okay? I got losers too. Okay? And I got winners. I just happen to win more than I lose. All right? So the blue dots are the buys and the red dots are the sells. So based on the Wicks, you see the Wicks at the top? On the 10 minutes, I'm saying there's sellers up here because the Wicks are telling me there's sellers up here. So every time it goes up, I sell my shares off. When it comes back down, you can see the blue dots, I reload it. And then when it goes back up, I sell it some more. And when it comes back down, I reload it. And I just continue doing this all day long. Just like that. Yes, we all learn better from our mistakes. So when you come into my room, you get to see every single trade I take. I got some good ones and I got some bad ones. Here's a good one. You know, I just move the inventory. That's how I trade. You can see, here's the beginning of my day. Now, it looks like a lot of trades, but a lot of it's like one product, and I'm just working my position. So here's the beginning of my day. Right there. That's it. You see every single trade right in front of you. And then in addition to that, I call out trades in the room. So you can join me on them if you want to. I've got, yes, some of them are 0 DTE, some of them are 3. Yeah, those happen to be some 7 DTEs that I just held on to till the last day, Don. Yeah. Yeah, I welcome all questions. Yep. Because your question is going to help a dozen other traders. I'm always in there, and you can see. Yep, that's it. If you're a car salesman or a realtor, your job is to move the inventory in that broker's possession. Slightly out of the money. There's some here. These were the 436s, and I was selling them short right there. The 436 puts. I was going long I was actually going long on the puts because the market was breaking down. You can see right here. And on this Don right here, see we had a big bear flag. Now when you're in my room, I put little thing. I'm a pretty nice guy. You can ask people in the room. I take this circle and I say, all right, this is probably where we're going next. And I move it and I put it on a particular place. So my circle started out right here, and then I move my circle right up to here. That's the anchored VWAP. And then I move my circle, down to here. Before this move even happened, I'm letting you know this is where we're going. Okay, this is where I think we're going next. Okay, and then I keep going. And you can see this was my end of day circle. We never quite got there. But I said, probably by tomorrow morning, we will open up probably right over on top of this. So you can ask anybody in the room. I keep the circle up so I can tell you where we're going. At least where I believe we're going. So. So if you want to play the options with me, you can ride along right beside me, and you can see where I see us going. Oh, you're welcome, Don. Again, I want to thank everyone for being here, all right? Because I believe, hey, Sonny. Yeah, see you at 8 in the morning. Yep. Yeah, I want to thank everyone for being here. I think your time is valuable, but I do think that this Wicks and Tails webinar is important. I think you can get a lot from it if you look at the market. If you like to play the market open by watching the price action and you see the ascending wick pattern, the descending wick pattern or the ascending tail pattern, okay? Hey, Vin, good to see you again. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate that. Love the kind words. Thank you. Dumpling, I'm glad you got something from it. Again, I'll stick around. My voice is not doing too bad right now. I'll stick around for 20 minutes, and I will answer any question that you have for me. Okay? Hey, Greg, thank you. Hey, Skip, thank you. Tonight was kind of like a short lesson, but I will take questions on anything. Hey, T. Thanks, Richard. Hey, Melinda. Thank you. Thank you. Love the kind words. Thank you. T and Melinda are in my room, and I just love everyone in my room. I like the questions. I like helping everybody. Yep, and you too, Julie. That's right. And VJ and Malcolm. Yep. And you too, Graham. Don just sent me a private message. Hey, Carly, yeah. Everybody, got a lot of people in my room here with me tonight. I didn't get to put that evening market wrap up on, but you know what? We'll do it right. Let's do the market wrap up right now. Don, congratulations. Welcome to the room. Ask a lot of questions. When you get in tomorrow morning, I'll teach you where to find all the goodies. All right, so I'm just going to do a little market wrap up right now because I didn't get to do one earlier. So let's go to the SPY. Let's go to the SPY right here. All right, it's being recorded. This is good. Kind of like this. My voice wasn't feeling too good. Hey, Sonny. All right, so let's take a look. Price action on the daily for the SPY, all right? So today is October 10th, 2023. Price action. That's a messy chart. Let's try this one. Let's try this one right here, okay? So here's the price action for SPY, all right? Now what do we got? We got a Marubozu candle almost. A little bit more wick than we want, a little bit more tail than we want, okay? But look at this. That's a nice igniting move off this down move right here. And you got follow through. Notice the follow through yesterday changed the trend indicator color to green. All right? Now, we got today's candle. Notice the price action on today's candle. All right? We got equal amounts of body and equal amounts of wick. Okay, so that could be a sign we could be coming back down. So we might be setting up a 2-day MMRP or a 3-day. We'll see how it plays out. So I'm going to count that as a pause candle just for the time being. And I'm going to look for tomorrow to come back and probably test that 130, the minor support area right here. I think price wants to check this. See this? See this candle right here that sticks up in the air? I think price is probably going to come back to there. tomorrow sometime, 331, 32. Probably test that area and then hopefully put in a higher low right there, right off of that candle. We'll see. All right, now we have a head and shoulders neckline here. All right, now I'm going to switch charts. It's going to look real messy. All right, and that's not the one I wanted. That's not the one. Here it is, right here, okay? So here's our neckline. This is the head. That's the left shoulder, right shoulder right there. This is the neckline right here. See how it cuts through price right there? So notice we closed above the neckline right here on the very first candle, the second candle, and this would be the third day. We close over the neckline. So after we pause, it would be normal for us to come back and check to see if this neckline is going to hold. So we could be coming here tomorrow, after FOMC minutes. It's a possibility, all right? So 429.32 or something like that, okay? That's a possibility either tomorrow or Thursday. We'll see what happens, all right? So what did we hit up here today? All right, we hit an anchored VWAP. Just going to change something real quick. All right, so we hit an anchored VWAP, which happens to start right here. Actually, it should go a little bit lower. Should actually be right here. Anyways, there's the anchored VWAP, and you can see where we came right into it. We slammed it right there, and then we hung out for probably an hour. So if we watch the intraday price action, all right, you want to see the intraday price action? So here we are right out of the gate. We don't even stop to go to the bathroom, brush our teeth, or take a shower. Okay, we don't even stop to get coffee, okay? We just run right out of the gate and we go right up to that anchored VWAP right there. See how that can be a target? All right, so we go right up to that target first thing this morning. Then we stop, have a cigarette, have a drink, get some lunch, play a couple games of pool, and then we roll over. And then we create this little bear flag. And I think it's a measured move to come down to this area right here. We'll see tomorrow morning. I think it wants to come down and test this plateau right here to see if it's going to hold for support. All right, so notice we didn't even do the gap fill this morning. We just right out of the gate, right up to the anchored VWAP. All right, so we got a little open gap down here too, right through there. So it's a possibility they come down here and fill the gap tomorrow. Maybe tap a couple other things while they're here. So there's SPY. All right, now let's take a look at QQQ. We'll go to the daily chart. And we'll hit something else. Okay, here's our neckline. Notice they haven't broken the neckline. Now we're in a downtrend on the daily for a while, but we just started a new uptrend. All right, let's just go back to the SPY so I can show that to you. All right, so here's the SPY. SPY's still in a daily downtrend, lower highs and lower lows, but get this, we are in an hourly uptrend with a higher low and a higher high. So within this daily downtrend, we are in an hourly uptrend. All right, we'll see how long they can hang on to that. That's the SPY. Go back to the QQQ. All right, so QQQ happens to be in a new daily uptrend by making higher lows and higher highs. Here's the low, it's a higher low, and then here's a higher high. So QQQ has started a new daily uptrend right here. All right, They were in a daily downtrend, and they just now started a new daily uptrend on QQQ. Now, we'll have to see what happens. This will be the third touch if they happen to get up here to this downtrend line. And that's simply connecting these two right here. So we'll see what price action does when it gets up there. Now let's take a look at FNGU. This is the one that moves the markets. FNGU broke its neckline right here, and it made lower highs and lower lows. But get this, it also started a new daily uptrend. So FNGU, SMH, and QQQ have started new daily uptrends. All right, so this is a higher low. This was the low. It's a higher low. And now we've got higher highs. So FNGU has just now initiated a new daily uptrend. Now, you all know this is the one that moves the markets right here. These are the heavyweights in the SPY and the QQQ. Nice move for the FNGU right at the midpoint, holding the midpoint. That's a very bullish move, not letting it get below the midpoint. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM in a daily downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low. Today's candle, higher low and higher high. So, are we in a daily uptrend? Not yet, but we are in an hourly uptrend, making a higher low right here and a higher high. So we have a 1 hour uptrend in our daily uptrend in our daily downtrend at this time. That's IWM. All right, so now since we're talking about IWM, let's go check our, and then we'll come back to Diamond Dow. Let's go check our T2122. This is a 15-minute chart. All right, we came right out of the oversold zone into the chop zone, and get this, when we opened up this morning, we breached the chop zone here, breached the buy zone, and we went straight to the overbought zone, all the way up here in one fell swoop, all the way to the overbought zone, just like that. And we came back, and now we're going to be in the buy zone here. So there's T2122. What I look for higher lows and higher highs. If we get a higher low, the pressure will be on the bulls to produce that higher high. So I like to see higher lows when I want to be a bull. When I want to be a bear, I want to see lower highs, because then I'll be looking for the bears to produce the lower lows. So that's why I keep an eye on this T2122. T2123. Green all the way almost to the end of the day, and then the last, looks like the last hour and a half, we started to sell off, which is pretty much the same thing that the market did. T2123 3-bar, that was the 15-minute chart. We use this to gather market direction. Here's a 3-bar chart, all right? And you can see we still have a little bit of space between the price action and the trend indicator on the T2123. But if you'd have sold the market when this turned red, think about it, and you'd have bought the market when it turned green, could you have made money? Just looking at that. This is a 3-bar chart, T2123. If you'd have bought the market on this day and sold it on this day, you think you could have made money with that? Not too bad. Something to think about. All right. Next one is my FNGU. This is my most favorite indicator. This is my latest and greatest invention right here. Is I took the FNGU. All right. This is the big heavyweights in the SPY and the QQQ. And I put it and I lined it up just like my T2123. All right. With a trend indicator to tell me if the buyers are in control or the sellers are in control. So you can see the buyers had control of the first half and the sellers have control of the second half of the day. And if you go back and you look at SPY, you'll see the exact same thing happen there. So this is where I take my lead from, is this FNGU. If we're green, I'm probably going to be bullish. If we're red, probably going to be a bear. So go back and take a look at this. And we'll take a look at the SPY. And you can see right there. On the 15-minute, almost a complete duplication. First half we were green, second half we were red. Right there. So all I did was take that FNGU, stick it on a bar chart instead of a candlestick, and put my trend indicator on it right there. That's it. And now I'm just looking for colors. I just play the color game. All right. This market takes its lead from these 10 heavyweights right here. So something to think about, having one of these to get your market direction in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. Just have one of these. Let me tell you, it's worth its weight in gold just to have that. Just to have an idea where things are moving at each part of the day, in the middle of the day, at the beginning, and at the end of the day. All right, so there's FNGU. You saw that. I gave you my greatest trick right there. All right, now let's go take a look at Diamond Dow. All right, so here's Diamond Dow. And we'll look at it on the daily. Lower highs, lower lows, okay? But I see 3 green candles. This one's a doji. So they're pausing. So we'll see if they're going to roll over or fade it out over to the right. So there's the diamonds. And we'll go to the hourly chart. We made a higher low and a higher high. So we have a daily downtrend on the Diamond Dow. And then we've got an hourly uptrend in the Diamond Dow. So we have both at the same time. We have a 1 hour uptrend in our daily downtrend. Okay? So we'll see what happens tomorrow. We got a doji candle today. All right, let's take a look at SMH. All right, let's look at it on the daily chart. Nice follow through on the SMH. Notice yesterday was an inside day. Starting a new daily uptrend. Notice this. Higher low, higher high. It's a new daily uptrend for the SMH. And you can see the SMH holding price, well, over the midpoint. Check that out. That's a really bullish move right there. Holding price over the midpoint. And starting a new daily uptrend, that's another bullish move. So nice move on the semiconductors, holding on to the technology sector. SMH right there. New daily uptrend starting. Now, keep in mind they did the same thing here. Can't get too excited. All right? They did the same thing here. We'll see. All right? It's a basic, we'll see what happens. All right? Transports. IYT. Take a look at the transports. We're in a downtrend. We've got lower highs and lower lows. Lower high and lower low. What we do have is maybe a 15-minute. We'll see if we got the hourly. And we just barely inked out an hourly uptrend with a higher low and a higher high here, okay, on the transports in our daily downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Okay, you can see IYT, the transports bouncing off of the minor support. This would be the consolidation right through here. All right, the tops of the consolidation represents the minor support right up top of here. And the bottom, that would be these tail candles down at the bottom, represents the major support down here. So bouncing off the minor support, hopefully they can run off and make new highs. There's the transports. XLF. See how the financials are doing. All right, so the financials, well, they made a lower high and a lower low. So they're in a daily downtrend. But let's look at this. That's a whole lot of green candles there. Something's going on. A little something, something. Let's take a look at it on the hourly. We have a higher low and a higher high. So we got an hourly uptrend in our daily downtrend on the XLF. Possible MMRP. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candle move. We'll see what this ends up being. We'll wait for the pause. That's a definite change in direction there. It's a nice move there on the XLF. You can see XLF bouncing off of the consolidation area. Here's the consolidation area right through here. And then you notice the breakout of the consolidation area, which happens. And then you get the blast off right here. So bouncing off the consolidation area on the XLF. Right there. So trying to make a... It's got a lot of work to do. Still got to break the 17 EMA trend indicator. That's our red balls there. So challenging that today was good. Closing where it did, that was very good. If it just moves slow and grinds up, that would be a real winner for me. When they go up too fast, they tend to bounce. They tend to fall out of the sky like a rock. So there's XLF. Now let's just take a look at silver and gold. All right. And we'll hit silver and gold. All right, here's silver. Silver falling out of the channel. The bears finally broke the 2050 support area. And you can see they put in a lower high and a lower low. Silver now in a daily downtrend. Right there. Breaking out of the consolidation. Gold doing the same thing. And if we can get this out of the way. Okay, bulls needed to break this downtrend. Bears needed to break the 175 support. The bears broke the 175 support. You can see they got lower highs and lower lows. Gold's now in a daily downtrend. You can see the wedge pattern that it was in. And like I said, one of these trend lines is going to win over future price action. Sure enough, the downtrend won. So there's gold. Let's take a look at USO. So here's crude oil. Crude oil bouncing off of minor support. We got to love that. Minor support is the consolidation of this bull flag right here. Minor support happens to be right here. See where this rise is? And you notice if we take this and run a line all the way across, you can see price action bouncing off of the minor support. We do not want it to test major support. If it tests major support and major support fails, it's sayonara for crude oil. So price bounces off of minor support. Hopefully we can get it to run up and make a new high. So the move is up, back up to the upside. Really, I'd like to see it consolidate for a month. It's had a really nice run up here. I'd just like it to see it consolidate for a while. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months. Don't get too excited. Just kind of slow down. Take it easy. It starts moving too fast, and then it gets erratic. I like what it did here. Just want to see it consolidate. Let's go take a look at natural gas, and I think that'll wrap it up. All right, so here's natural gas. Here's the channel that it was in. Natural gas was in a channel between 650 and 750. And natural gas broke out of the channel here. It's a nice igniting move. See that? 1, 2, 3, 4. All the way up. Now if they can hold it up here, that would be really sweet. You can see we've been up here 1, 2, 3 times before. And we got rejected. Okay? See? Rejected, rejected, rejected. Is this time going to be different? I don't know. All right? If they can hold it up here, it sure will appear different. Let me just say this, okay? Last time, we only got one candle, and then it was back down. We got 2 candles this time. It's a little bit different, not much, but we got two. That's why one candle, when you see one tail or one wick, I don't put a whole lot of credence in it. But when I see two or three, now we're developing a pattern. Okay? So we got two, maybe three. Excuse me. And we'll see what happens. So there's UNG. All right, now I'm going to go look at the questions because I just did the market wrap up. See if I got any questions in the room. And I'm coming back. Takes a little while to juice up. Okay. I had a big loss and a string of my inventory. Yes, I did. I did have a big loss. I was on the wrong side, or I didn't cover one of my my put spreads or my call spreads, so it got away from me. But I made up for it by doubling down on some other products, not to mention some other stuff. So I'm fine with it. I do have losses. There's no doubt about it. Yep. And I got winners too. So. All right, traders, that's it. All right. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Hope you got something from it. Okay. Subscribe on YouTube. Become a member. Get a trial. I think Ed put the link out there. All right. So think about it. Getting a trial if you want to. I post my calendar up every single day. Everyone knows my winners and losers. Thanks, John. All right, and if you're not a day trader and you like to swing trade, think about right way options and hit and run candlesticks. It doesn't matter to me. I hope you get the right kind of help, and I hope you grow in your trading. Yeah. Thank you, Mike. All right, everybody, that's it. Have a wonderful evening.